Well, for kids growing up in the 90s, there were just two options when it came to reading, well, a few more than that, but there was basically the Babysitter's Club and Goosebumps. The latter is one of the highest-selling book series of all time, with more than 400 million copies sold in 30 different languages.
It wasn't just a phenomenon in print. The brand was bigger than anyone had ever imagined. Even celebrities were lining up to be involved with the spin-offs, like legends like Jeff Goldblum and Isabella Rossellini, starring in a video game adaptation of the franchise.
Now, celebs still flock to Goosebumps. Model Emily Ratajkowski was recently spotted with a tote paying tribute to the author. Although we know little about the man responsible for scaring squillions of kids around the world, other than his memorable moniker. Well, until now, that is. Author R.L. Stine joins us from his home in New York. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi.
I always wanted to be a tote bag. Always.
Isn't that fabulous?
Triumph.
Fabulous.
Yes.
There are hundreds of books, of course, in the Goosebumps series. How do you continue to come up with these ideas to keep kids scared?
I don't know. How do I? I don't know. I think I've written every story a human can write. But somehow we just keep going.
Yeah, 235 at last count.
How crazy do you have to be to write that many books?
Well, I'd say talented.
Oh, you're very kind. I don't know. I just keep going. I wouldn't know what else to do all day. You know, scaring kids is a great job.
Now, when it comes to names attached to kids' books, you and J.K. Rowling are top of the heap. Why do you think fantasy, horror, supernatural themes, authors that use their first two initials, why do you think all of those resonate with children?
It's mainly authors with initials.
Yes, right.
You have to watch out for initials. But everyone likes a good scare. Even when we're little kids or adults, we all like a good scare when we know we're safe at the same time. And you can go up to a tiny little baby and go, boo, and they'll laugh. They'll enjoy it.
Because they know they're safe.
That visceral reaction that we have that we want to have.
You've just released your latest book, and it's called They Call Me the Night Howler. You say this is the best Goosebumps book you've written in years. Do you know when you've written...
on Twitter?
Do you know when you've written something really special?
Yes. Once every 10 years or so, there's a really good one. This one just happens to be a really good one. You always know, you say, oh, some of them are good. I'm doing 4 a year now still. And some of them are fine and some of them aren't that great. I'm married to my editor. Jane, my wife, is my editor. And sometimes that's the only thing we fight about is Goosebumps books. And sometimes I say, well, the next one will make sense. But I don't get away with that.
Now, we've got to talk about the Goosebumps film starring Jack Black. It was a box office smash for sure. How much say did you have when it came to the movies?
None. None. No one wants the author around. I got so lucky with that movie because it turned out to be good. That's just luck. It could have been horrible, right? Actually, it was a fun movie. It was really good. I'm very proud of it. My whole contribution to that film, I got them to remove 2 Stephen King jokes. That's it.
That was it. And you had a cameo in it as well.
I did.
Writing children's books, I imagine, it can be quite lucrative if you have the right angle. Why do you think they've become so successful?
Well, kids still love to read. Everyone complains that kids aren't reading. They're all looking at screens and playing games. When I started in children's publishing here, it was a tiny little business. It would be back in the back of the publishing house. And now children's books are, a $1 billion industry in this country, at least $1 billion. What does that mean? It means kids are reading. Kids like to read. It's a wonderful thing.
Okay. Now, listen, just before we let you go, you're in New York, and New York has reached new lows in COVID cases. So just before we say goodbye, what's the feeling like over there at the moment?
Well, it's depressing. you know, it's not the kind of horror I'd ever write about. It's very depressing. I'm glad New York is doing well, but the rest of the country, it's in horrible shape.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting it. Not the kind of horror you would ever imagine from the writer of Goosebumps. Bob, lovely to chat to you this morning. Congratulations on keeping children reading for all of these years.
Oh, thank you very much. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you.
R.L. Stine's new Goosebumps book is called They Call Me the Night Howler. He reckons it's the best one he's ever done, or among them. It is out now.
Did you